Today's video is going to be a bit different because I'm going to be learning 2 speeches for my exam. I'll be filming myself trying to learn my speeches off by heart, and I'll do a voiceover of saying how I'm learning them and what ways I find help for me. So I'll just be recording myself and just trying to learn the speeches. Here it goes. This was my first time going through my script for today, and I was trying to just say my speech. I was looking at my laptop a little bit because it had my speech up there, but I tried to look to the camera because on the real day I won't really have my whole speech with me. So that's what I tried to do first. The second time that I did the speech, I had my PowerPoint with me. That's why I was tapping on my laptop to just change slides of the PowerPoint. I had my speech with me as well on the laptop because I did a screen split on the laptop, and I tried to do the same thing as I did before, but just knowing that I can control the PowerPoint. In this next part, I decided to write down some cue cards with the first few words of the paragraphs and some other words that in the middle of the paragraphs that I kept forgetting during my first 2 practices of the speech. So after I'd made the cue cards, I decided to do the speech again, and unfortunately I did forget some of it, so I did have to check on my laptop. But using these cue cards, it really did help me remember all the little sections that I couldn't before and that I read from the laptop. This was the 4th time that I did the speech today, and 2nd time with the cue cards. I found that I did really improve because on the first time that I did it, I thought to myself, how stupid, how could I have forgotten my own speech? But I think because of this error, I could remember that part, and I felt so relieved after that. I do have to admit that I don't know the speech as well as the first speech, so I did look at my laptop more, but as it was my first run through, I was alright with that because I wanted to firstly say it correctly, and then on my second turn I said it again and I did the same process. Like I did in my first speech, I wrote down some cue cards with some simple points from my paragraphs so that if I ever did get stuck during this speech, I can always look down and know where I am. This was my 3rd time doing my 2nd speech, and I found it really surprising that I did remember most of it. Thanks to the cue cards, I did look at my laptop at least one time for a part in the middle that I forgot to jot down, but I quickly added it in afterwards. It was my 4th time doing my 2nd speech, and I felt really proud of myself because I pretty much learnt it off by heart. I just had to look down at my cue cards a few times.